1 to 10. Where would you say we are, you and me, on top of things?
On top of things. I'd like to think we're pretty on top of things.
I think we are. We're pretty locked in on the storylines in sports. We tend to know what's happening.
I'd like to think, especially because you're a pretty organized person. Because you have to be with the jobs that you have, having kids. There's a lot of moving parts in your life.
Running a household absolutely demands.
There's a lot of moving parts, so you have to be organized and understand what is happening.
It is rare for me to be surprised by things, particularly surrounding the show. But this morning, you and I are on our conference call. Uh-huh. You and I are discussing what we're going to discuss today on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Bucks, Packers, we got Jason.
Look at you moving things around like Tony Stark over here. And it's just you, me, and Joshy, because Chew, we knew was going on vacation. And then at 6:47, you say on the call, "Oh, Chewy's calling me." I say, "Oh, shoot, you better answer." I hope everything's okay.
Yeah, right?
Maybe he needs a ride to the airport. I don't know. What did he say to you when you answered his call?
What are we doing?
So, Chewy, we thought
Well, this is what went through my head, all right? Because I'm always late for being early.
Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. If I'm late for being early, it bothers me. So I waited till 47. I'm like, is my ringer on? And then I checked my call log, and then I'm like, maybe I got fired and no one called me.
I thought you were on vacation. We said our goodbyes yesterday. You left the studio, and I said safe travels, bud.
That's the thing. Not just Jen, not just me, but also Joshy. All of us thought you were not on the show today. We thought you were done. We weren't going to.
Where did you get that from, though? Where did you get it from?
Well, when you left yesterday, you said you were going on a trip.
Well, I am on Sunday. We're taking the family on a cruise, but I'm down in Florida. So I kind of let the call go probably a little too long without calling you, Gabe, just because I'm trying to just bring my blood pressure down just a tad.
Wait, we didn't cause your blood pressure to spike, did we?
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys, are there things your spouse does or significant other does
I'm going to stop you right
that
there.
you know that you know is wrong or it isn't going to work, but you have to let them go to avoid just a conflict?
Absolutely.
Are there? Do you guys?
No question.
All right, so here we go. Here we go. We came back for the 10 days from Florida, right? So my son's here and says, look, the refrigerator is not cooling. And I'm like, great, one more thing. Okay? So, and this all goes back to Angie, my wife's dad, who I love. Great father-in-law, the best. But he's 1972 Bob. That's what they call him. And what I mean by that is he'll go to the store and go, "God darn it, $6 for a gallon of milk. It was 85 cents 2 weeks ago."
Does feel like.
And in 1972, Gabe, I'm sure your parents were the same way. Things were simpler. You could fix cars. It was a carburetor, a manifold, right? You could, Gabe, your dad's an electrician.
Oh, yeah.
Probably fix things. Today, you cannot fix things unless you're specialized in what you're going to fix.
Because there's so many more electronics involved, like bells and whistles that go into everything. Yes.
The fridge goes out, right? Dyson has to throw all the condiments and everything away. I'm like, you better call a repairman. No, I'm going to wait till I go down and I can diagnose it. So here we are. We're down here, right? Nothing in the fridge. Well, I think all it needs is a couple of Johnson rods and some floss, and I can whittle the compressor unit from Beechwood, and we'll fix it.
Whittle the compressor
from Beechwood.
So this is what's going to happen. Because I have the amazing ability of foresight.
Okay.
I can see things happen before they do.
Oh, the Beechwood's not going to work?
She'll get the thing running. She will get the thing running. I will go to the store, rebuy all the condiments, the eggs, the butter. We will go back home for the summer, and in 2 weeks, it's going to go out. and there goes $150 of stuff, and then they're eventually going to call the repairman to fix it.
What are the prices down in Florida? $150 for condiments?
Do you live in Hawaii? Have you been there the whole time and you just aren't telling us?
Well, when you have, hold on.
You wouldn't get up that early.
Milk is $6 a gallon. What are you guys, 1972 Bob? I mean, 7 different kinds of mustard.
Milk
you're looking at $40 right there.
Yeah, like maybe it's $2.
So that's what's going to happen, and I can see it. You know what I'm really, really good at? Really good at
saying I told you so.
Calling a repairman and scheduling for him to come and fix it.
I was going to say humility, but
I mean, what? And you, Gabe,
yes.
What do I love more than anything in sports or whatever?
I told you so. It's your favorite.
And I can do it. See, I can't. Hold on, I can't say that to her, but I can do it with a look.
Okay,
here's the look. I don't know if you guys. Here's the look, Jen.
You have to be tuning into the YouTube stream to catch that one. That was a very good look, Chew. I think
endorsement for the stream.
Hoping we can zoom in on that, maybe screen grab it, turn it into a meme or a GIF. Chew, then she's giving you what you want. Let her do her thing. Look, I understand this mentality, to be perfectly honest with you. I hate having to call someone into my home to fix something. We used to have my dad. My dad was the guy who could fix anything. We'd call him up. He loved it because he felt useful. He loved putting all of that knowledge he had to good use. He loved helping us out. He loved saving us a few bucks from not having to call somebody. I don't have that luxury anymore. So now we have to call somebody. But I would rather try to go to YouTube, watch a video, and troubleshoot my way through just in case it is a simple solution. Just in case it is easily fixable, rather than bring somebody in who goes, oh, you just needed to push this restart button. And then like, oh, well, here's your $200 for the 6 minutes you were in my home.
But it happened with the air conditioning. Remember I said I had to sleep in the bedroom when it was 80 degrees?
Oh, yeah, we remember.
It was the same thing. She Googled it, and the unit was 15 years old. Because of the salt water down here, an AC unit lasts 10 to 12 years. We're at 15, so she's like, oh, wash down the coils. Just wash down the coils. It'll be fine. You know what it did? It worked for 3 days when it was 74 degrees, and then it spiked to 85, and with no air conditioning, I'm like...
Because I've done the exact same thing. When our air conditioning unit was crapping out, I was out there with a steel wool scrubbing down the coils. Just like, this will work. I promise this will work. So I appreciate this way she's. But you're getting what you want, Chew.
No. So ultimately, though,
it did again for a short time, and then we had to bring somebody in.
Ultimately, Chewy doesn't want to say "I told you so."
He just said he does.
I mean, he loves doing it, but he doesn't want to do it.
Not in this instance,
because he
but
has to.
The only positive out of this, there's one positive. The only positive is I don't have to cook dinner while we're down here because there's nothing in the fridge. So I'm like, all right, yeah, fix it. I'll buy the floss. How's that? I don't know where to get Johnson rods, but I will buy the floss. And I can get a piece of wood floating in the water right here. And I have a chisel. Oh, I'm going to breathe now.
So right now, what is in your refrigerator?
Some chocolate, coffee grounds, and warm bubblies. That's about it.
Wait, time out. Do you really have to throw away your condiments if they get warm? Ketchup?
If they're opened.
Are you sure?
You're supposed to refrigerate after opening.
Like ketchup?
A lot of those, yeah.
Because you find it in the dry storage area of the store.
Correct, but once you break that seal,
I'm not talking about mayonnaise. I feel very confident you have to refrigerate mayonnaise.
The whole egg-based thing and whatnot.
But ketchup and mustard,
eggs too,
and
eggs, right?
like a Worcestershire. Whoa, it's gonna give me trouble this morning.
You think pickles? You got to throw those away?
No,
Gabe.
He doesn't trust me.
Once you open the pickles and they cooled and they warm back up.
Yeah, again, if it says refrigerate, after opening on the container, it should probably refrigerate it. And then once it gets warm again, yeah, I mean, if you kept your ketchup out on your counter for 2 days, do I think it's that big of a deal? Probably not.
I think
over a week.
Joshy, are you finding anything on the old refrigeration of condiments?
Yeah, I mean, anything, obviously, like mayo you mentioned, absolute must. Ketchup, This is coming from Hunt's. I don't know if we're a Heinz household here, but
Hunt's? I mean, come on.
The person from Hunt's says basically if you do not refrigerate your ketchup, it starts to separate the water from the rest of the ketchup. We've all seen that where it pours out that way. It also says that it can cause some of it to ferment if not stored correctly. So ketchup should be
boozy ketchup.
Should be
boozy liquid ketchup.
So Jen, are you in Angie's camp where you would try to fix the refrigerator?
1,000,000%.
Yeah, nope.
Absolutely.
Gabe? No.
I mean,
you know nothing about.
I would call my dad first.
He's like, you know nothing about electronics.
I'm going
you
to
know nothing about appliances.
I'm going to consult the expert, see what the expert has to say. And then if he can't help me, then yes, I go to the actual.
We just have so many more resources, Chew. The old YouTube is invaluable. You can find 70 people who are going to, you put in your make, your model, your year, your problem, and there are people who will troubleshoot you through it. Now, is it 100% foolproof? Obviously not. But I would rather start there and go through the watching of the YouTube and seeing if I can fix the problem than calling somebody immediately, knowing that I'm going to be paying them the labor costs. And again, I appreciate their knowledge and expertise in the area. But if I can fix it myself, I would rather do that. And just so you know, Dario, my husband...
Doesn't really seem like you appreciate their expertise.
Dario, my husband, is the same as Chewy, where he's like, just call someone. Please, for the love of God, just call someone.
Do you know where this all started from? And Jen, you're probably the only one on the group that can remember this. Remember the old TVs where there were tubes in them and all this stuff? And your dad thought you could fix it. No, it's got to be this tube. It's 1 out of 400 that are in here. It's got. And then what does it end in? It ends in your dad smacking the TV. And then he throws his hands up. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
So I'm just bypassing the smacking of the refrigerator, saying, "Work! Damn it! I put your rods in."
There's a lot of people out there with a similar affliction that Jen has where, well, I can figure it out. I can Google it. I can find the answer. The problem is you guys always go into it saying like, oh, it'll be a simple fix. If it's too much, I'll call the expert. But then you guys end up doing the too much because you think you can do it from a YouTube video.
Chasing money after a bad bet.
But
exactly what you're
hold
doing.
on.
Exactly.
But
you get
But guys, there are certain appliances you can do this with. You can do it with a microwave, right? You can do it with a coffee maker. You can't do it with an air conditioning unit or a refrigerator. Because you need those things now and all day long.
Well, I mean, it adds another layer of complexity.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm in Angie's camp. Put it on the poll, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning. Are you more of a try and fix it yourself or immediately call the repairman? 800-990-3776. Ian saying, this reminds me of when we used to blow in the Nintendo cartridges to fix them. There was never any...
Scientifically, that
works,
works,
I was gonna say.
though.
There was never any evidence that it didn't work. It always put that sucker back in.
Scientifically.
Keep on playing.
And if it didn't work into the cartridge, then you had to blow into the machine.
Super Mario Brothers. Why is chocolate in the refrigerator is what Matthew wants to know. Matthew in the 414.
It tastes better when it's cold, I think.
Well, you can't just keep chocolate, out and about in Florida, can you? Especially when your air conditioning's going out.
Hey, if the air conditioning works, yes. If it doesn't, then no.
If the air conditioning unit isn't working as Chewy has described, that chocolate needs to go in the refrigerator.
It's weird that the chocolate was the thing you hung on to of that whole conversation we had. It feels pretty normal to be in the fridge.
I didn't empty the refrigerator. Dyson did, because he moved a lot of the stuff to the garage refrigerator.
Did you? Oh, you have a garage refrigerator. Okay, so that makes a huge difference. I was going to say, because when this has happened to us, we just have a bunch of coolers, and we just start stacking stuff in the coolers and then run out to the gas station and get some ice. Stevie says, Jen, would you rather fiddle around and break something so it winds up being way more expensive, or just bite the bullet and call someone immediately? I feel like we've answered that. Stevie, I would much rather fiddle around and take my chances than calling someone immediately. And Gabe, you made a great point. You said, does it really sound like you do appreciate their expertise? Because you think you bum, could do their job.
They were specifically trained to do this. And you think that by watching a 5-minute YouTube video, you can obtain their level of expertise.
This is why you need to, in your life, accumulate as many guys as possible. You got to have a car guy. You got to have a heating and cooling guy. You got to have a plumbing guy.
Yep.
So when you call the expert, it's off the books and not going through the whole company. Accumulating guys is a key task to life. Or girls.
I can say this with almost 100% certainty. 100%. Jason will be on mine and Gabe's side.
Yeah. He's called Keith.
And we already have proof of concept here, buddy.
Yes.
Also, just to respond to Gabe's accusation, lack of confidence has never been a problem for me, Gabe. So the idea that I go into this and I'm like, I can fix the refrigerator. Just, there it was. I tried to go through the entire segment saying refrigerator, new year, new me, refrigerator. And then there at 7:17, I went back to my old Fligilator ways.
I can tell you this, though, because she immediately went and listened. She's listened to the show. I ain't getting any action for at least 2 weeks. I can tell you that right now.
This never really seems worth it for you,
That
buddy.
was the dilemma.
Sometimes you just got to blow off steam.
All right, Chew. Good stuff. Good story. We put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll. We got to get to Jason Wilde, who will fill us in on all things green and gold right after this.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Eastbound on 94 going to be slowing down from 84th Street through the Stadium Interchange, westbound out of the Marquette Interchange all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43 a little bit backed up from before Hampton Avenue down past Keefe. Northbound slow from Fond du Lac to Keefe. We do still have this accident up on the board, southbound 43 at about Good Hope Road. Just keep an eye on that. I'm not seeing any delays involved with that, so it might be gone, but just something to keep in mind. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Plenty of sunshine, some afternoon clouds, breezy with a high of 72. Tonight, isolated showers, mostly cloudy, a low of 48. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Eagle Sports Range has an unbeatable offer on concealed carry license classes. For just $49, enroll in their 3-hour class led by expert instructors prioritizing safety. Learn laws, techniques, and mindset for responsible carrying. Stick around for an optional hour of range time with instructors included in the package. Practice under professional guidance and gain confidence. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day at 2525 East Layton Avenue in Cudahy. Secure your spot at eaglesportsrange.com. Eagle Sports Range, where safety meets skill.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
Evan Cohen here from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio for True Green. Are you ready to elevate your lawn game without breaking the bank? True Green has been the trusted choice for over 2 million homeowners for over 50 years. Visit TrueGreen.com and discover the easiest and affordable way to achieve a pro-level lawn guaranteed. Plus, enjoy True Green's verified price matching, ensuring you get the best lawn for the best price. Visit TrueGreen.com and transform your lawn effortlessly. That's TrueGreen.com. Your dream lawn is just around the corner.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
It's a mystery where Old Spice finds its amazing scents like Himalayan sea salt, but I'm thrilled they have because no other body wash exfoliates and moisturizes 24/7 like Old Spice Gentleman's Himalayan sea salt body wash. Now, if only there was a mountain range separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau where I could hide my Old Spice and keep my family from stealing it, my impossibly smooth skin will finally be safe.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He has come light years in the last 2 months, and people should be over the moon excited about that.
Okay, most of the time.
Almonds specifically or all nuts?
Well, these nuts, those nuts, whatever nuts work.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Brought to you by Boucher Automotive. With 16 different new car brands and over 35 pre-owned brands to choose from. Boucher Automotive. We are driven by you.
I feel like there is one place and one place only where we can start with our friend and teammate Jason Wilde. Good morning, Jason. How are you today?
Keith Neitzel Electric.
That's exactly. Yep. Pretty much. So you heard about Chewy's dilemma? You heard that Angie is trying to fix the fridge on her own. I'm sorry, it is the fridge. Yes, it is the fridge. I thought it was the air conditioning, but that was a different time.
She also did that, but that was, yes.
You are a immediately call gentleman, yes?
Yeah, under most circumstances. There's a few things that Paul is more handy than I am. But, yeah, more often than not, it's call someone who knows what they're doing.
Wait, so maybe this is a battle of the sexes thing. Because I'm the one who does the YouTube, and Angie is the one that tries to fix it on her own. You said Paula's handier than you are. Would she at least try to put the effort in to fix something before calling someone?
I think she's a very self-aware person who knows, okay, this is something I can do, and then this is something I can't. I don't think she'd try to fix the fridge.
All right.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the fridge is complicated, man.
Jason,
There's a lot of things going into the fridge.
Yeah, the ketchup, the mustard, the chocolate, the eggs, and the butter.
And that's probably the number one appliance in the kitchen when it comes to importance, correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would agree with that. We're power ranking appliances. I love it.
Oh, I can't wait. Well, I'll get yelled at for that, too, for stinking, but screw them. Jason, post-draft, give me two of the thinnest positions still that you're not confident going into the season.
Wow, I don't know if I have one.
Ooh.
Like, I have some I have some – I just have questions about corner in terms of – we were told that Eric Stokes is doing great, looks great, but I'll believe that when I see it. But they only drafted Kalen King in the 7th round, so and I hope Jair is happy and healthy and isn't going to have any reason to be disgruntled and doesn't have any injury issues. But no, they love Carrington Valentine. They like Corey Ballantyne. So while we may have thought they would invest more in that position, I think they feel pretty good about that. The other position I would have thought was going to be defensive line. But, I think they're fine right now. I mean, they love Carl Brooks. They like Colby Wooden. Obviously, we know what TJ Slayton has done. He's been a little inconsistent, but they like him. We know Kenny Clark is a 3-time Pro Bowler. And John Eric Sullivan, their vice president of player personnel, proclaimed that this system is going to be great for Devontae Wyatt, who I have been meh about to this point. So if that turns out to be the case, they're pretty good there. So, the old saying that Ted had of, you can think you're set at a position, but you're only a couple of sprained ankles away from being thin there applies, but that applies to every team at every position throughout the league.
Jason, are you surprised ultimately they didn't take a wide receiver? Because I thought that maybe they'd be looking for some Christian Watson insurance and trying to find another guy that has top-end speed in case the hamstring issues continue to persist.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, they've got not only did they not draft one, they didn't sign one in veteran free agents or in undrafted free agency. I know that Domofsky has told us that they really like Xavier Worthy, who is going to be the new Tyreek Hill in Kansas City. And I'm sure Matt LaFleur would have loved to have gotten him and put him into that soup. But no, I'm not surprised at all. So you are, Gabe?
I don't know if I'm surprised. It was something that when we were talking about it on night 2, doing the draft night, me, Joshy, Strophy, it was something that I just kind of had my eye on in the same vein of, okay, what are they going to do at defensive line? Are they going to draft a defensive lineman? I was thinking of needs they could have that we weren't thinking about that they would. And given the issues that Christian Watson has had as a hamstring, look, and maybe the board just didn't fall that way, right? Like they wanted somebody who had that speed, and it's tougher to find those guys after the first round. There were a couple of them out there that maybe if they wanted could take in the second round. The wide receiver Walker out of North Carolina, I think went in the fourth round. So maybe that guy the board didn't fall right. But that's just something I've been thinking of. Hey, it'd be nice to have a little bit of Christian Watson insurance.
So, and I don't know if Christian Watson type players grow on trees.
I'm not even because again because of his height and speed, that's what makes him the unicorn that he is. I was just talking about more, even if they ended up with Corey Bradford, right? Like just somebody that can run that 9 route that kind of scares a defense and gives that little extra attention because he ran a sub 4.4 at the combine.
Yeah, I mean, Corey Bradford's 46 years old, but I bet he's still fast.
If he can run a 9 route, let's bring him in.
So here's the thing. So I was thinking about this, too, during the draft, just out of pure curiosity as to whether they would draft someone, especially given how none of us expected them to, or almost none of us. And not only do they have the 6 draft picks the last 2 years, right? And 2 of those, like Samori Toure is not Jerry Rice, but he's had some productive moments. And Grant Dubose, who was last year's 7th-round pick, spent the entire season on the practice squad, was injured coming in from the draft last year. So I think they still are intrigued by him. But then when you have Bo Melton emerge the way he did, when you have Malik Heath show you some things that you really like about him, like now we got 8, and I didn't feel like they would, with the other needs that they definitely had to fill, which to Chewy's point, I thought they did a fantastic job of creating not only competition but depth at some positions where they went in very thin. I never expected them to draft a wide receiver. I thought maybe if they were going to do something, they would go tight end. But I know they're very hopeful that Tyler Davis is going to rebound from his ACL. They really liked where he was at. Remember, he tore his ACL in training camp in preseason last year. And then Ben Sims, who has one of the best haircuts that I've seen in a while on this team. He's got super curly hair, but it's not a mohawk like Gallinari, but it's similar to that. So it's a really good look, and they thought that he was a really good, to use a Chewy era guy. He was like a kind of a Jeff Thomason guy, like a guy that can actually play even though he's your 3rd tight end. So I thought maybe they would pick a tight end. I know they signed one in undrafted free agency from Arizona State, whose first name is Messiah, whose work I was not familiar with after the whole cross thing. And so I just think that they feel pretty good about where they're at the skill positions.
Jason, yesterday was May 1st, making today May 2nd, and tomorrow May 3rd. That's how that works. May 3rd, of course, is the date that Jordan Love.
Nothing for the cross.
The cross Messiah joke?
That's more Chewy's lane.
I got
Chewy?
nothing.
I was just thinking Josiah.
Never mind.
Josiah the Messiah. Jordan Love's one-year contract extension was signed on May 3rd, 2023, which means he will be eligible to sign another extension on May 3rd, 2024. We talked to Adam Schefter about this yesterday. He seemed to think that this would not happen immediately. This would not be like Jordan signing on the dotted line on Friday. But he did throw out that he believes it will start with a 5. And that has been the general sentiment, that we're in the $50, $51, $52 million range for Jordan Love. When do you think this will get done?
Yeah, I'm no Adam Schefter. We all know that. But I've been trying to tell people it wasn't happening right away. Gabe, I don't want to say that I scolded you on this, right? But I told you this quite a while ago. Goody was very clear that this was going to take some time. I mean, that was literally the phrase he used at the NFL meetings. The interesting piece, as you pointed out, Jen, is that if Adam Schefter thinks it's going to start with a 5, it's not because Adam Schefter just thinks it's going to start with a 5. It means Adam Schefter has talked to enough people to know that it's going to start with a 5. So, I guess I thought somewhere between 40, starting with a 47 to 51. I still, and again, I think that he deserves a very lucrative contract extension. And I understand, Favre used to talk about this all the time. He got that $100 million contract, but it was like, whatever it was, 5 years, $100 million at the time. And he said, look, the next guy's going to surpass it. It's all about the timing. And that's true. But the idea that Jordan, who has had 9 or 10 good football games, having a higher annual per year average than, say, Lamar Jackson, who's won 2 NFL MVPs, I think he's still got more to prove. And so I have a little bit of a conundrum with the idea of paying to that degree more than a 2-time NFL MVP who just won the last MVP. I just feel like he should get paid big money, but it has to be below, if I was negotiating, which I would not be very good at, but I would think it has to be below Lamar Jackson. Am I wrong to think that?
Well, and Lamar is at 52. So it could be below Lamar in the 51-plus range or in the 50-plus range. But some of the other names on the list that I think that we should address just for comparison's sake, Kyler Murray, 46.1, Deshaun Watson, 46 even, Mahomes, 45, Josh Allen, 43. Justin Herbert is at 52.5, and Joe Burrow is at 55.
Yeah, and some of that is timing too, right? I mean, Josh Allen, they're working on a new deal for him. I'm sure that they're going to do something different with Mahomes after all the Super Bowls now. I would rather have Jordan Love right now than Kyler Murray. I would, the outlier here where the average doesn't matter is in Cleveland, right? I mean, Cleveland gave Deshaun Watson, that entire contract is guaranteed. So that changes that. Yes, I understand the average is 46, but like every penny of it is guaranteed, which I still can't believe they did. But be that as it may, Jordan's not going to get all 246 or whatever it was $1 million guaranteed. But yeah, look, there are guys on that list in the 40s that I would definitely rather have Jordan Love than. So I would put him above them in years in average per year.
Jason, we appreciate you hanging out with us this morning.
Can I ask him one more thing, Jen?
Yeah.
Great question, too.
It's a good.
Yeah.
It's a good one, he says.
It's a good story. Jason, it's a good story. And I don't know if you remember this, but it has to deal with Josiah, Messiah, and the cross. And I have a great picture in my basement where it was me, Tyrone Davis, and Jeff Thomason. And this is how psychotic some people are. So I have a picture. When I scored a touchdown, I would spike it. When Tyrone scored a touchdown, he'd just point randomly at some fan. In Jeff Thomason, we would call it the flying T. Remember the flying T? He got Jason. He would get letters from some psychotic people saying it was sacrilegious because of what he was doing and what the flying T looked like. And he
Oh, my
considered
gosh.
stop doing it. Yeah. So that's a
It was
little
called
tidier.
the flying T.
The
Yeah,
flying
it's called
T.
the flying
And he'd get
T.
mail like,
It
you're
wa-
being sacrilegious. That's representing Jesus. I'm like, give me a break, you psychotic people. So
Like, he didn't call it the Pontius Pilate or the
yes.
who was the guy on the other cross? Barabbas?
Simon of Cyrene. Yes.
Come on.
I think Barabbas famously pardoned, right? Isn't that the story?
Yeah. No, he's the one that they
He
let
did.
go.
He got. Yeah, he did not.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. He was
All right.
free to do the flying T wherever he wanted.
Yes.
And that concludes CCD for today on Jen Gabe and Chewy.
Yes.
Covered a lot of ground in a half hour.
All right, Jason. We appreciate you. What are you, Ave Mariaing at us now?
I was trying to do the monks.
All right, Jason. You know, it does dovetail with what we talked about yesterday, which was how can the Bucks win? And we all said, well, pull out your rosaries.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to need all those Hail Marys to get the Bucks a victory. Jason, we'll talk to you again soon.
What a finish! All right, take care. Be good.
Stuck the landing. Great dismount.
I love that Chewy was like, and it has to do with Josiah, the Messiah, and the cross. And I was like,
It was also framed as a question.
He didn't. He couldn't quite remember what we talked about, so he just said all the words.
Yes. Leave me alone.
Best place to shop diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee. Of course, it is only at our friends at the Jewelry Center. Dean the Dancing Machine has a great team of specialists over there that are going to help you get that decision right. They sure helped me. I sort of had an idea when I went into the Jewelry Center of what I wanted to get my wife for her engagement ring, and they pointed me in the right direction after showing me some of the selection that they had. Maybe you don't have an idea of what you want that engagement ring to look like. Take a look at her Pinterest board. If she's got anything saved on there, bring those ideas in. The Jewelry Center takes care of the rest. Learn more about the diamond jewelry selection. Shop TJC.com or stop in at any one of the 3 locations, Greenfield, Brookfield, or in Burlington. Just make sure when you go to the Jewelry Center, you tell them that Gabe and Chew sent you.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
Eastbound on 94 going to be slowing down from 84th Street through the Stadium Interchange, westbound out of the Marquette Interchange, all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43, a little bit backed up from before Hampton Avenue down past Keefe. Northbound slow from Fond du Lac to Keefe. We do still have this accident up on the board, southbound 43 at about Good Hope Road. Just keep an eye on that. I'm not seeing any delays involved with that, so it might be gone, but just something to keep in mind. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Plenty of sunshine, some afternoon clouds, breezy with a high of 72. Tonight, isolated showers, mostly cloudy, a low of 48. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
This is the absolute worst time of the year to be dealing with joint pain because you can't do all the outdoor stuff that you love to do. Hey, this is Brad Nortman, and if you're tired of achy joint pain, call QC Kinetics before you agree to surgery or steroids or any harmful medications. That's what tens of thousands of real-life patients around the country have done. Patients like Patrick. He loved to golf, but he couldn't even walk because of his knee pain. After his QC Kinetics regenerative treatment, he's back and his best handicap in 15 years. And Julie, a doctor told her the only way she could get relief is with knee replacement. She went to QC Kinetics for a second opinion, and now no surgery. She's riding her bike and feeling great. QC Kinetics is at the top of its game with National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a pioneer in this field with 20 years of clinical work, tons of research and teaching. I'd love to be talking about your story next, so don't wait. Call QC Kinetics. The consultation is free. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Evan Cohen here from Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio for True Green. Are you ready to elevate your lawn game without breaking the bank? True Green has been the trusted choice for over 2 million homeowners for over 50 years. Visit TrueGreen.com and discover the easiest and affordable way to achieve a pro-level lawn guaranteed. Plus, enjoy True Green's verified price matching, ensuring you get the best lawn for the best price. Visit TrueGreen.com and transform your lawn effortlessly. That's TrueGreen.com. Your dream lawn is just around the corner.
What do you get when you combine grilled-to-order deliciousness with only the finest Wisconsin cheeses? Cousin Sub's new Wisconsin cheesesteaks, featuring either steak or chicken, bacon, cheddar cheese, sautéed onions, and their new Cheddar Supreme cheese sauce. It's a match made in dairy heaven. And the decadence doesn't stop there. Pair your Wisconsin cheesesteak with their new Orange Dream Shake. All are available for a limited time only. Order in store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousin Subs. We believe in better.
Spring fishing is finally here, and Fleet Farm has everything you need to reel in more fish this year. Upgrade your gear with the best brands like Rapala, Berkeley, and St. Croix. Find exclusive flicker shads you won't find anywhere else, starting at $12.99. Get rod and reel combos starting at only $24.99. And shop our wide selection of fishing line that starts at just $4.99. Land top fishing gear and everything else you need for everyday life at Fleet Farm. It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Big hurt.
I heard that's like,
Ron and the Key Wagon saying you guys should slow down before you take on a sponsor.
Here I am.
On 94.5 ESPN.
If you missed any of our conversation with Jason Wilde just a few moments ago, you can find it on Wisconsin On Demand, wherever you get your podcast. I'm an Apple gal. Just FYI, people were making fun of me the other day for being an Apple gal. They were like the Spotify crew, and they were like, it was basically like Crips and Bloods. It was basically like, what is the thing from West Side Story? Sharks and
Jets.
Yes, it was very Sharks and Jets.
Look, I feel like there are certain pockets of people that, will use that tribal mentality. Spotify people, and by the way, I have Spotify. It's where I listen to my music.
I also have Spotify is what I try to tell them.
I too listen to my podcasts through Apple.
Apparently, I'm very old.
No idea what you guys are talking about.
But not as old as him, apparently.
We've always got that.
Do you know people can listen to the show after it's done?
Yeah, it's a podcast.
Okay. Where would you listen? If you were to listen to a podcast, where would you listen to?
Nothing like Joshy starting at the ground level, by the way. I try to jump to level 3, but he's like, nope, going straight to the basement.
I'd go to ESPN 94.5 Milwaukee.
Gonna look for a while.
And then you're going to need to find someone on YouTube to teach you how to actually listen to the podcast. We had Adam Schefter on our show on Wednesday talking about Jordan Love because, again, I mentioned that tomorrow is May 3rd. That would be the one-year anniversary. And more importantly, when the Packers could sign him to that contract extension that would give him much, much, much more money for many, many, many more years. There are a lot of guesses out there as to what this contract could be. The most recent one I saw was $51 million, basically $255 million for 5 years, averaging out to $51 million. When we had Adam Schefter on, here's what he had to say about where he thinks this contract for Jordan Love will land.
Both sides know that they'd like to work to get something done. I don't think it'll be a simple deal to get done, but I do think that at some point before the season begins, whether that's in July or August, I would think that they get some sort of extension done, and it starts with the number 5. That's my expectation. I just believe that's what it'll be, and they want to get it done. He wants to get it done. They all want to get it done, but you know what? It's like we've been waiting for the Lions to get a deal done with Jared Goff, and here we are past the draft, and I remember
I'll let that run a little too long. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
Well, but I think that's a good point, though, with the Jared Goff thing. So I thought about this, and I should have asked Schefter yesterday. Are these two kind of, I don't want to say they're playing chicken, but almost waiting for the other one to get done? You know, like Jordan Love's waiting for the Goff contract to get done, so then he can, then they can squeeze out an extra $5 million out of the Packers, or Goff's waiting for Jordan Love's to get done, so they can squeeze a little bit more out of the line.
I have a hard time believing
the only
Goff
way
is going to be in the same ballpark.
Yeah, the only way this gets done tomorrow is if it's for 48 or 47. That's the only way it gets done tomorrow. If it's over 50, this thing's going to go up until training camp.
You don't think Goff's getting anywhere near 50? I mean, I don't think he's going to go over 50, but I think he could benefit from.
How old is Goff?
29.
Oh, so he's got a lot of football left in front of him. Yeah, they'll be hand in hand, I would think.
I mean, again, and when you look at the raw statistical, they're very similar from a year ago. Like their stats, Goff's and Love's stats from a year ago, very, very similar.
And if the Lions think that he's their franchise quarterback of the future, and because he kind of was bouncing around, bopping around, trying to find his spot, if they feel like they have a good marriage between the two sides, you don't cheap out on that, right? Like, look at how difficult it is to find a franchise quarterback. If they believe that Jared Goff is that guy, they're not going to sit there and go, will you take a pay cut? Will you take a hometown-ish discount? So I agree with you. I think they will be similar. I actually am very intrigued by this theory that you have about the two sides. I don't think they are repped by the same agency. That would obviously help things along. But, yeah, they may be waiting for the other person to put pen to paper so that they can go up and above their representatives. Go ahead, Chew.
Who's ranked higher?
Based on what?
Who's a better player?
What metric do you want to use?
Well, you have a 9-game sample size, and you have a 6-year sample size of a guy who's already been to the Super Bowl. Like, if you were to rank them in the top 10, would you put Jordan Love before Jared Goff? And I would not. I would not. 9 games. 9 times.
Jared Goff also was part of a trade that they gave him away because his contract was too bad. He's improved since then, but it's not like Jared Goff, you can write an MVP. Jared Goff has no MVP in his future. I can promise you that. You could tell the story about Jordan Love having that.
Will they regret that trade? Because Stafford's on his way out.
No, they won a Super Bowl, and they wouldn't have with Jared Goff.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the caveat. But now they have to go and find. But now they have to go and find a quarterback.
Sure, but after you win a Super Bowl, who cares?
I think when you're building a quarterback, you want one better than Jared Goff as your starting point.
So, but remember, they did draft Hendon Hooker. Now, he was coming off of the ACL injury in college when they drafted him, but they've got Hendon Hooker waiting in the wings, and he would be now 2 years removed from that ACL injury. And let's not forget, Miss College Football over here, because this is the space I like to be in, how he lit up the world that season at Tennessee.
Oh, he was going to be the Heisman Trophy winner until he tore his ACL.
Yeah. So, Chew, is there any thought that gives the Lions a little leverage? That they're like, well, look, if you don't want to play ball with us from a financial standpoint, we've got, our next quarterback waiting in the wings.
I just don't think Jared Goff gets the credit he deserves. I think he's a pretty good quarterback, and he's proven it. Yeah, where there's some bumps in the road and some hiccups, yeah, sure, every quarterback kind of has that at some point in their career, but I think we're selling him way too short, and he's going to be around. My guess is he's going to sign a 5-year deal. He's going to be in Detroit for a while, and that offense is going to be pretty solid.
So what do you think is the most relevant comp to Jared Goff? And we're talking about Jared Goff because, as Gabe mentioned, we're waiting for a contract extension for him. We are waiting for a contract extension for Jordan Love. And Gabe threw out this idea that maybe the two are more connected than you think, because Jordan's camp is waiting for Jared to sign so that they can go up and above it, and Jared's camp is waiting for Jordan to sign so that they can go up and above it. Who's a good comp? Is Derek Carr a comp? Is Daniel Jones a comp? Jalen Hurts a comp? That feels high.
Somewhere in between those three, I guess, because he feels better. I mean, he's definitely better than Daniel Jones. I don't think we're getting any sort of argument.
And we all know famously Daniel Jones' number.
Yeah, 4 years, 160.
Is he better than Buffalo?
He's not better than Josh Allen.
But Josh Allen is also in the pipeline.
What has Josh Allen done? What has he done? What has he done?
All right, so based on this, Jimmy Garoppolo's a better quarterback than everybody we're talking about because he went to a Super Bowl?
No, I'm just saying you take away from Jared Goff and you give it to what's his name again?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Have you watched Josh Allen play football? The guy fixed
Yeah, they
balls.
lose. They lose in the playoffs every year. They exit early every single year, and they may not even make the playoffs this year.
The guy, no, they're going to make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, Chew, that's right. Yeah, we are down on Buffalo. We are up on the Dolphins. You just remember that for the rest of the offseason.
No, they are not. Because the Jets will be better than them, and Miami will be better than them.
That's
Bye-bye.
right. Not the Jets. Absolutely not on the Jets. Anybody but the Jets. But the Dolphins.
That's who you got on your side.
The Dolphins.
You got to bet by having him on your side. That means you also have to root for the Jets.
We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I want to continue this conversation because I want to get to what we think will be the numbers for, if you want to use Jared Goff as a starting point, for Jordan Love when that contract extension is signed, inevitably, this offseason. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy right after this.
X-Golf, American Family Field is the place to go to work on your game. Maybe you just have a little bit of time over lunch. Check out some of the great lunch specials, some of the great food they have there, because it's such a unique location overlooking American Family Field out and right. But you can also purchase your single game tickets that combine sim time and the game tickets. Purchase it on the single game tickets website for the Brewers. Also new at American Family Field X-Golf this year. If you're playing around, 18 holes, 9 holes, not one of the beat the pros, driving range, any sort of those things. You're playing a regular round at X-Golf at American Family Field. You make an ace, you make a hole-in-one, you and someone else get to ride down Bernie Slide. That's right, you and somebody else can go down Bernie Slide if you make an ace at X-Golf at American Family Field. Find out more, xgolffamfield.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
What are we doing today?
One of the employee owners has an idea.
Who is it?
Casey Goodson.
Well, hi, you must be Casey Goodson.
That's me. Casey has been with Kessler's for 22 years and became an owner 12 years ago.
We're excited to hear your idea, Casey.
I call it the One Collection.
But we've had special collections in the past.
What are you saying?
Casey, I think Rick is saying that this can't be the one collection because we've offered special collections in the past.
I'm not saying it's the first collection. It's a special collection of engagement rings for the woman that you know is the one. The one for you. The one forever.
What's in it?
Incredibly special rings for incredibly special women.
How much?
Most of them are between $725 and $2,800.
I like it.
I like it.
Me too.
When you have found the one, you'll find her ring waiting patiently for you to come and pick it up at Kessler's.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Suit up for the $800,000 Sports Car Series at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. April through May, score free play, cash, one of 4 new Toyota GR86s or a new Toyota Supra. Play with your club card to earn entries, 5 times the entries on drawing days, and when the Milwaukee Brewers play at home. Got what it takes? Slugger, only at Potawatomi. For more details, visit paysbig.com/sportscar. Must be 21 and a club member to play.
Hi, it's John Reitz from Great Midwest Bank, and as a community bank, we sincerely appreciate our customer loyalty. Over nearly 90 years, we've done all we can to return the favor. Great Midwest Bank offers flexible solutions that bigger banks and credit unions simply can't, because our entire team is right here in the community. We love helping our neighbors when we're at work and then catching up over the weekend. Visit us at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
I need directions for paying down debt.
Starting route. Apply for a SoFi personal loan and consolidate your debt into one fixed payment. Turn right into a positive outlook and get $5,000 to $100,000 as soon as the same day you sign with no fees required.
Got it. You could get out of high-interest credit card debt with a SoFi personal loan. View your rate at SoFi.com/debt in 60 seconds with no impact to your credit score. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A. Member FDIC. Terms and conditions at SoFi.com/debt. NMLS 696891.
Looking to step up your Mother's Day flowers? The Home Depot has an idea. Let Mom's Green Thumb do some digging with colorful flowers, pots, and premium soils to bring out the most in her patios, walkways, and gardens. Right now, get Vigoro potting soil just $8.97 for strong, healthy, vibrant plants, indoors and outside. Shop our wide selection online and pick up your order in-store and give Mom the gift of a beautiful garden. Get Vigoro potting soil just $8.97 at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. See homedepot.com/delivery for details.
Discover the difference at findhigherlove.com/CBD. Higher Love Cannabis Company is the only cultivator in the UP offering organic, clean green certified products. That means quality you can trust every time. With 7 locations across the UP, including Menominee, Norway, and Ironwood, finding your higher love is easier than ever before. And for our friends in Green Bay, Higher Love is less than an hour away. Kindness starts with you. Experience Higher Love today. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD and follow them on social media at Find Higher Love.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
There's 2 things she counts in the house. One of the pictures. What do you think the other one is?
Firearms.
Viagra.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Make plans on Saturday to watch the Kentucky Derby at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. Head to the bar just off the lobby for classic mint julep cocktails, Derby Day food specials, live bluegrass music, raffle prize giveaways, and contests for the best dressed and the best hat. Make a night of it with dinner at Aria or an overnight stay at the hotel. This Saturday, put on your fanciest hat or your best bow tie and head to St. Kate for your Derby Day fun. You can learn more at stkatearts.com/events, stkatearts.com/events. So Joshy just did me a huge solid. I was talking about how I need a chiropractor. He happens to know someone who knows someone. I don't want to ouch Joshy, but he's passing on a lot of good information here. And on the screen grab of the texts that he sent me, and there are many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, something like that, 8. Joshy has 52 unread text messages. Are you the most popular person in this room?
I have 421, actually. I don't know why I gave
Why
you 52.
unread?
Why
unread?
Text messages?
Yeah.
400?
Yeah, I just don't respond to a lot of people. I just let them pile
I
up.
kind of like that.
Group messages that I get included in that I don't want to be a part of, mute that. Whatever's going on there, not my business. Don't care.
Why don't you just opt out?
That feels too rude. I can just ignore it and just be an observer.
if you choose to be.
How many? 400 and what?
21.
421 unread text messages. Do you know how many unread text messages I have? 2. And I don't even know where they are because they're buried so far down on the list right now that I can't find them.
Yeah, I mean, I've long ignored all my notifications. The only notifications I get are text messages and work emails. Everything else, nothing else is ever hounding me on my phone. Don't want it, don't care.
Wow. How many unread text messages do you have, Gabe?
Let's take a look here. 1.
Is that because you just haven't gotten to it yet?
Correct. It's so let's open it. I was sent at 7:57 this morning.
1 minute ago.
Yes.
I have 3, and they're all from the person upstairs dealing with the first segment, and I'm not reading them.
Those might never get read.
Well, wait.
Because the first one was, don't expect any action for a while. And there's 5. I read 2. You're grounded. And that's it. I'm not reading anymore. Because I was in the right.
Oh, that's amazing. 421 unread text messages feels obscene.
Like, I understand how the emails in like your personal email will pile up because you're getting offer after all. Like it's all basically junk mail at that point that you get to like your Gmail or Yahoo account. But like text messages are.
I would bet there's a text message from like 2 because I've had an iPhone since basically you could get one, and I've then transferred over everything from that point. So it's always been backup after backup. I would bet there's an unread text message from someone in 2016 there.
What? Now we have to find out. Now we have to scroll through the unreads and see what the oldest.
Okay.
We don't have to do it right now because we'll take a break. You do it during the break. We'll come back and figure out what the oldest unread text message in Josh DiMaggio's phone. He has 421 unread text messages. I was thinking that you're very popular. No, you're just playing hard to get. That's what you're doing.
Which is one way to become popular.
Yes. Back in high school, it worked for a lot of people. So did the opposite, by the way. So did the opposite. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on after this.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Eastbound on 94 going to be slowing down from 84th Street through the Stadium Interchange, westbound out of the Marquette Interchange, all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43, a little bit backed up from before Hampton Avenue down past Keefe. Northbound slow from Fond du Lac to Keefe. We do still have this accident up on the board, southbound 43 at about Good Hope Road. Just keep an eye on that. I'm not seeing any delays involved with that, so it might be gone, but just something to keep in mind. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today. Plenty of sunshine, some afternoon clouds, breezy with a high of 72. Tonight, isolated showers, mostly cloudy, a low of 48. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Maziga on 94.5 ESPN.
Whether it's baseball season, basketball playoffs, or hockey playoffs, experience it live this spring with Vivid Seats. With one of the most reliable rewards programs in the business, Vivid Seats makes it easy to score great deals on great seats with a 100% buyer guarantee. Plus, with Vivid Seats rewards, you can earn with every ticket purchase, including surprise seat upgrades, birthday discounts, free tickets, and more. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
We learned that Jacob Monk, one of the Packers draft picks, has a cold water allergy.
I didn't realize it until now, but I think I have a cold water allergy. I don't like going in cold water, so maybe I'm allergic to that as well.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I thought this was the baby's room. I'm really sorry.
I was in the pool!
Yeah, they said they weren't concerned, but did make the joke of, let's just make sure he doesn't go ice fishing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's probably wise.
Well, all men hate cold water because of shrinkage.
Well, ordinarily, I wouldn't mind, but...
But what?
Well, I just got back from swimming in the pool, and the water was cold.
You mean shrinkage?
Yes! Significant shrinkage.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Lattis.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight, he ain't doing nothing but running his mouth.
A lot of stuff we're going to get to this morning in the second hour of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We are still asking you what you think Jordan Love's contract should be. Tomorrow is May 3rd. That would make it 1 year from when he signed that quasi-extension, that kind of like placeholder extension. This would be the big boy. What do you think the number should be? Adam Schefter told us that we'll start with a 5. 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, Joe Burrow? Let us know, 800-990-3776. We are also going to get to the Milwaukee Bucks, who are playing a must-win game tonight against the Pacers in Indianapolis. But before we get to those, Joshy, he just told us he has 421 unread texts in his phone.
Has the number gone up in the last 2 minutes?
Yeah, I'm sure. People.
I don't know. I've been digging through texts, scrolling to find the oldest one I could find.
The oldest text, unread text in Josh DiMaggio's phone is...
It is from 7/29/2017.
What?
It is from somebody who I could not pick out of a lineup right now because I'm not sure who it is. It's a fella I have listed here as Carlos. Seems like a guy I met out somewhere at one point. He texted me saying, "What are you doing?" I said I was with some friends at my house. And he responded with, "We are going to Pato." I don't know if I went to Pato with him or did something different that night. But... I wonder if Carlos would remember me because I don't remember him.
Joshy, doesn't the red number bother you, though?
No.
Obviously not.
That bothers the hell out of me.
I've also got 13 missed calls / voicemails up here, too.
Voicemails you've never listened to.
Yeah. Who needs to listen to those things?
Voicemail is the last resort. Voicemail is almost like, I need you to know that I called, and just in case the call didn't go through, in the traditional sense, here's a voicemail to prove that I called. Do you know what I mean?
But if it's
like a cover your bases type of move.
I feel like the only voicemails I get at this point are from like the dentist trying to call me, being like, "Hey, it's time to come in. It's been 6 months or whatever." If I call you, Jen, and you don't answer, and I want to get through to you, don't I just send a text? Hey, just called. Here's what I was calling about. I feel like you don't leave the voicemail anymore. You get off the phone, and you send the text.
But don't those voicemails drive you crazy when someone says, "Hey, just call me"? I'm not calling you. Tell me what you want. I'm not going to waste time out of my day.
You have so much time.
To chit-chat.
All you have is time.
I know. But
still a valuable resource that he doesn't want to waste.
No,
there's an episode of Ice Road Truckers on right now that's not going to watch itself, Jen.
Yes. It's just tell me what you want, and I'll determine whether that's callbackable.
I am not.
I know that sounds a little
callbackable.
No, I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I don't
callbackable is definitely wrong.
I have.
No, that's right.
Callbackable? Are you callbackable or not? I haven't decided if you're callbackable or not.
Oh,
you know what? The more I say it, the more I actually think I might use it. Yeah,
you like it.
What was the other word? Yeah, what was the other word he created the other day? Nakedness, nakedivity.
Glurge, nakedivity.
Yeah.
Nakedivity.
How many lists do you have over there in your?
I've got 3 lists currently going in our little show sheet.
Ongoing list. Do you know what they are, Chew? The list that he has going.
What's the list about?
Well, he has
I've
3
got 3
lists.
different
Can
ones.
you guess what the 3 lists are?
Well, you have arrogance.
Yes.
You have arrogance.
That's the longest list.
That's probably the best words. It probably have words that I've made up.
Correct. That's the other one. That's only 3. That's only 3 deep right now.
But it's new. It's relatively new. It's in its infants. It's in its infancy. And then
I don't know what the other one is.
You do.
I added to it today.
Did you?
Isms?
Things in Jen's
Isms?
Mary Poppins
No?
bag.
Ah.
Yeah.
Right before the
We
show
haven't been in there
started.
in a while.
Oh, right before the show started, she was very upset because what is a grape?
I found a grape.
There was
in
a
my
half
bag.
of a grape in her bag.
It was smooshed. It was not good. It was all over the paper that was there. I know. I didn't have grapes. One of the tiny humans I created had grapes, and one of them found its way into my Mary Poppins bag. But I digress. 421 text messages is what Joshy has in his phone, unread. We found the latest one. It was from 2017 from a guy named Carlos. Carlos, if you're out there. Or if anybody
this,
knows
missed
Carlos.
connections?
I'd love to hear from Carlos this
I
morning.
would too. I'd love to figure out who the hell he is.
Carlos, if you're out
Well,
there.
let's dial it.
Did
What's
Josh
the
go to
number?
Pado with you back in 2017?
800-990-3776. Give us a call. If you remember Josh DiMaggio from 2017, if you guys used to hang, let us know.
It was a short friendship that we had because he had texted me the previous weekend and we just kind of were chit-chatting a little bit about what we were doing. Next weekend, don't know if I went to Paddle or never saw the guy again. Couldn't tell you.
I'm going to err on the latter.
Joshy, are you friendly when you go to the bar and have a few suds, or do you just kind of sit in your own little world?
I mean, it depends
You
on
are?
the day, but I'll talk to people around me, especially with a little liquid confidence. You kind of get into entertainer mode.
I mean, Josh is one of the more complex human beings I know. He typically likes to keep to himself. He has one of those antisocial social club hoodies because he is antisocial. However, when he does go out to the bar, again, Josh is either a 1 or he's having 1 beer or he's having 20 beers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's that guy. And when he gets to about beer 4 or 5, then Joshy becomes social. Then Joshy's open up, and Joshy is a friend of anybody at the bar.
Yeah. I'm a nice guy. What can I say?
But don't text him because he probably won't write you.
You
probably
can. I
he
won't
won't
know
read
whether
it.
or not you
He
did.
won't read it. And he probably won't text you back. Let's get back to
see
this
it until 7 years
Jordan
later.
Love conversation. Lots of reaction rolling in as we have asked people what they think the number will be for Jordan Love because we expect that contract extension to happen. Not immediately, right? Because Adam Schefter has said that. Goody has said as much, that they're going to kind of take their time on this thing. So folks are weighing in. Rich Buzzy from Beloit saying 1 season in and we're talking $50+ million. Are we nuts? 37.5 to 45 max. I would only go over 45 if the guaranteed money and length were low. Kevin weighing in saying, I think the deal gets done shortly before training camp and looks something like 52.5 a year, half of it guaranteed, and 2.5 to 5 million more in incentives. That's another thing that they could do is work in some of those incentives. Although, to Jordan's credit, he already took the incentive-laden deal. That's what led to the number that they were at this past contract. If I'm hearing you correctly, Alan says you want to pay $50 million for 10 decent games. Meanwhile, $45 million gets you 3 Super Bowls. Mind you, $50 million ain't keeping the roster together, makes every year Super Bowl or draft bust, which brings up the question that we talk about all the time. Should quarterbacks take less money, quote unquote, to help the team? Because I believe it was debunked a few years ago that that's really not how NFL rosters and the salary cap work.
No,
Gabe.
and thinking that, Patrick Mahomes isn't taking less money. Now, it seems like he's taking less money. When he signed that deal, guess who the highest paid player in league history was? Patrick Mahomes.
He got paid $500 million. Just because
I'll
the
tell you
number
this,
it comes in and isn't that much means he is going to be one of the highest paid people of all time. You can't just go out there and be like, well, you're not Patrick Mahomes, so we can't pay you. There aren't many Patrick Mahomes. They don't grow on trees.
Jared Goff's going to make more because I can make an argument that Jared Goff's a top 5 quarterback.
Oh, I'm all ears.
You'd lose it.
Let's hear this argument.
No.
Let's hear it. If you said you can do it.
Here you go.
All right, hit me.
Josh Allen last year, 4,300 passing yards, 29 touchdowns, 18 interceptions.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you do running
Let's
the
just go to Jared Goff. Let's just go to Jared Goff. I don't care about running. He's stupid if he runs. He's a moron.
It's part of his value.
He shouldn't be running because he gets banged up and he can't make it through the season. Jared Goff, almost 4,600 yards passing, 30 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Let's go to the next comp. Okay. Let's go to Jalen Hurts. Okay. Jalen Hurts, who had a little step back. 3,800 yards passing, 23 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Goff's better than him. Let's go to Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, the quarterback of the Los Angeles Chargers. He threw for 3,100 yards, 20 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Goff's better than him. You got another one out there? Are you guys convinced?
Ignoring the running aspects of 2 of the quarterbacks that you've listed. Josh Allen scored 15 touchdowns rushing last year, and you're just completely ignoring that.
Let's go to Lawrence in Jacksonville. Okay.
Nobody's comparing.
Here's
Trevor
Lawrence. 4,000 yards passing, 21 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Jared Goff's better.
Well,
Jared Goff's a top 5 quarterback.
He had a better season.
You're cherry picking.
What the hell are we basing things on?
You're cherry picking the best Jared Goff season of his career to say that he's better than all of these guys.
No,
when you invest
the
in a
year
quarterback,
before was pretty damn good too.
All right.
The year before was damn good too.
What are Patrick Mahomes' numbers last year compared to Jared Goff?
He's number 1. It doesn't matter what people in front of him are. It's just people behind him.
Well, I'm just saying,
but if there's more than 4 in front of him, then he automatically isn't top 5.
All right, there's one. Give me 2.
Well, because
there is no one. He's
like Josh Allen.
Who, Gabe?
You're telling me you would rather have Jared Goff than Josh Allen.
Let's just go by the money. Joe Burrow is making the most money in the league. Wouldn't you put Joe Burrow above Jared Goff, Chew?
Yeah, but he was hurt all year last year, so I didn't throw him in there.
Well, at least you're being honest about what your roadblock.
I just think you beat up on Jared Goff, who's a really good quarterback.
He's a good player. He's not better than Josh Allen. He's not better than Joe Burrow. He's not better than Justin Herbert. He's not better than Patrick Mahomes.
Yes, he is. There's another one. Justin Herbert, what have you done? Nothing.
What has
Nothing.
Jared Goff done besides lose an NFC Championship?
Went to a Super Bowl with.
And scored 3
that
points.
was on McVay. That was on McVay, though. He can only do what the play he's called.
It was on Jared Goff because he couldn't read a defense, and McVay had to give him what the coverage was in his headset.
Yeah, but Jordan Love didn't play his first 3 years or 4 years? 3?
3.
Goff played out of the gate, so I'm just telling you, he's a good quarterback.
Yeah, nobody's saying he's not. He's a solid quarterback. But additionally,
so
he's
I
not
want to
better
make
than
sure.
Lamar.
So I want to make sure that we are also addressing this conversation though about players taking less money to facilitate the roster.
Yes.
Right, because there is a narrative out there surrounding Tom Brady, and AC in Wauwatosa is commenting on it on our ESPN Milwaukee Talk and Text line. He says Tom Brady took less money to win Super Bowls. He took a discount every year. Okay. So we need to distinguish between the cash that quarterbacks get and the cap hit that they have, right? You can get all of the cash, and it doesn't affect whether or not you can go out and get other players because it just depends on how it's structured. This has always been the loophole that teams use to pay guys what they're worth or what the market dictates, and also fill in the roster behind it. It's why guys, veterans on the team, restructure their contract. Why? Because they're taking what is currently listed as salary and they are turning it into a signing bonus or some other sort of, loophole slash, what's another way of phrasing that? Like, it's another way to distinguish the money that doesn't go against the cap. Manipulate. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Manipulate the cap. So you can still make top dollar, Chew, and not affect your team's ability to go out and get other players because that is exclusive to the cap hit.
But Gabe, weren't you saying years ago the Brady I'm taking less money was a farce?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because because the Patriots found a way to, again, circumvent the cap, and they were one of the first teams that got creative, and they were able to mitigate a lot of the cap hit that he had. But then when he walked away, they had a pretty big dead cap number when he walked away in free agency.
How interesting that when he left, it was like the cap hit so that it would affect their ability to build the roster. That's a wily move there by Tom Brady. Brandon weighing in the 920 saying, oh, now Chewy has Jared Goff arrogance. Put it on the list.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right.
That's fair.
I did not think that this would ever make the list, but we've now added to every list today. That makes me happy.
800-990-3776. Where do you
Is
want...
it because his last name's Goff? Is that why you feel like you need... He shares a last name with your wife.
I didn't even put two and two together.
So now you feel like you need to step up and defend him like he's one of your own?
I'm kind of in suck-up mode. I'm not going to lie, Gabe.